Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star Part 244 based on novel. So let's start. The virtual universe, in the space belonging to Huge Axe creator. Amidst the darkness, flashes of starlight could be seen from afar where a plain-looking palace was suspended in the core of the dark space. There were long stone benches in front of the palace where figures were appearing out of nowhere, one after the other. In just a short time, many had arrived, including Huge Axe creator, Primal Chaos City leader, and deserted Mirror Master, who were all unable to conceal their shock expressions. I believe everyone has heard, Huge Axe creator said, scanning his surroundings. Star Tower has disappeared. We all just heard. How could Star Tower disappear? It has been standing firmly in the void space for an eternity. Even Universe Supreme Masters are unable to take it down by force, so how can it disappear so suddenly? This breaking news had all the higher-ups, even the most strong-hearted ones, in shock and disbelief. Look. Huge Axe creator pointed far into space. A scene played before them in the faraway, dark sky. Star Tower was throwing millions of undying soldiers out of it, followed closely by the dispersion of the 9 whirlpool nebulas. Then Star Tower shrunk, teleported, and vanished from its spot. Undoubtedly, Primal Chaos City leader whispered, there must be some great being controlling Star Tower. That is how the undying fighters of various races could be thrown out of every plane of Star Tower within such a short time. This great being caused the 9 whirlpool nebulas to disperse and Star Tower to shrink and teleport away. But who? Who wields such power? Said a universe master wearing elegant, golden armor with purple engravings between his brows. Back then, the automaton race, the bug soldiers, the demons, and us, we all fought for this supreme true treasure that suddenly appeared. We fought and killed like crazy, yet in the end, all 4 pinnacle races were unable to do anything to Star Tower. Even when Huge Axe creator entered personally, he too was unable to take Star Tower. Void Gold Master is right, someone else spoke up. Purely based on power, who could have done it? There was incessant chattering all over as the universe masters of the human race voiced their opinions. Huge Axe creator nodded and said, we all have reached a consensus that purely based on power, it is indeed impossible to take Star Tower. After all, in the countless years that Star Tower has been out in the battlefield, not only have the 4 pinnacle races tried and failed, even other great powers of the universe like the Ancestral God School, the Space Beast Alliance, the Northern Territory Alliance, and some other weaker powers have all tried discreetly, but no one has succeeded. All the universe masters nodded. Including myself, added Huge Axe creator. I'm afraid all of the universe supreme masters have already tried. He shook his head. All have failed. With power alone, it is indeed impossible. Taking Star Tower requires an opportunity with a touch of luck. My guess is, a certain great being has gotten lucky and managed to take Star Tower in a stroke of good fortune. Many true super beings in the universe have been trying since long ago but have not succeeded. This time, the one who has managed to take Star Tower must be a very powerful being. A weakling. An undying. Universe Knight. Universe Masters instantly started shouting. Regardless of who he is, so long as he can control Star Tower, he is no weakling. Huge Axe creator scanned everyone. Hiding within Star Tower? Even I cannot achieve that. The other universe masters nodded with envy in their eyes. Star Tower was a supreme true treasure, indeed. Even a pinnacle race like the humans did not have a supreme true treasure to reign dominance. Every supreme true treasure had unbelievably strong power, to the extent of having strange characteristics. Universe Supreme Masters coveted them, but Universe Supreme Masters were very rare. There were only a few of them. However, there were still a number who did not possess any supreme true treasures. Huge Axe creator, for one, did not own any. We must get to the bottom of it. Huge Axe creator ordered, make use of the resources from my Hong Alliance and conduct a thorough search for information. We must get to the bottom of the matter. Whose hands have Star Tower fallen into? If he is a weakling, then he won't be able to hide inside Star Tower forever. We can still find the chance to take Star Tower from away him or even find out how he managed to control it. Yes, sir. Yes. All the universe masters accepted his order. Huge Axe Creator emphasized with solemnity, "We humans lack such a supreme true treasure. We must find a way to get it." In the universe that belonged to automaton race, a voice representing the noblest being of the automaton race sounded and was transmitted to every corner. "My children, go look into it. Find out who has taken Star Tower. Even if he has the supreme true treasure, he will not be able to hide inside Star Tower forever. If he is a weakling, we definitely have a chance to take Star Tower away from him." "Yes, Father God. Yes, Father God." All universe masters of automaton race received the order. In the vast, starry sky, a giant being whose body was entirely covered with black scales made a gradual appearance. The surroundings within a radius of a few light years instantly fell into a world of endless, dark flames, and within this area, all levels of stars seemed to disintegrate into nothing and vanish from sight. This towering presence was all that existed. "How long since I have been back in the primal universe," said the figure. "How familiar it feels. This is my homeland. If not for Star Tower, I cannot imagine how long it would have taken for me to make it back here from Universe Ocean. Back then, I was unable to take Star Tower away, yet there was some fellow in the primal universe who actually succeeded. I must find Star Tower and find that fellow. I must find out how he controlled Star Tower. If not for the lack of a supreme true treasure, would I have been defeated by that old beast god from the Space Beast Alliance?" The figure in black scales moved slowly. It vanished into thin air. The top 9 powers in the universe were all eager to take action, as a supreme true treasure was simply too tempting. Even the few great beings who were universe supreme masters that roamed about as loners had taken action, let alone the universe masters who had clans under their leadership. There were some clans with merely one universe master. Those were the ones who greatly desired to own the Star Tower. "If I manage to get the Star Tower, then I won't even have to fear universe supreme masters. By that time, my tamer race will have hopes of being a pinnacle race." The shocking news of the human known as Luo Feng killing a universe overlord was nothing compared to the breaking news that the supreme true treasure, Star Tower, had disappeared. It was enough to shake the foundation of a pinnacle race. Star Tower was the most precious existence within the entire universe. With hundreds of billions of people from various clans looking for it, those who had been concerned about Luo Feng dwindled in number. Even if there were any, they were most likely the most persistent ones among the demons, automaton race, and bug soldiers, so keen on eliminating Luo Feng that they would never let their guard down. Ancestral God Secret Region, Redbud Island. The commotion that arose from the disappearance of Star Tower caused quite a stir, thought Luo Feng. The excitement has boiled over. Luo Feng appeared at Redbud Island in the residence that belonged to him. This was the 3rd day since he had taken Star Tower, and since then, he had been following everything that happened on the outside through the virtual universe. All was turmoil. The Hong Alliance's universe masters and all those undying beings who had made their way to the battlefields were engaged in heated discussion. And that was only within the Hong Alliance. There were also other powers in the universe, but through the information being disseminated within the Hong Alliance, it could be seen that everyone had gone mad over this news. No wonder Sitting Mountain guest teacher strictly commanded me not to divulge the news about Star Tower, Luo Feng thought. He was appalled. If I had been exposed, and the outside world found out I could control Star Tower, teacher Sitting Mountain guest alone would certainly not be able to protect me. Luckily, I can protect myself now, so I can make a foothold independently in this turbulent universe. He took a step forward, opened the doors of his mansion, and flew off in the direction of the palace in front of the public square, where the island master of Redbud Island resided. "Look, it's Luo Feng. It's the human, Luo Feng. He is back on Redbud Island. It has been 200,000 years since he last appeared. Luo Feng has power that matches that of a top-tier universe overlord, so rarely coming to Redbud Island is nothing strange at all." There were many cultivators from various races on Redbud Island, and this discussion started when a team of candidates spotted him while they were flying. Luo Feng, on the other hand, was flying toward the public square. Passing through the water curtain of a fountain, he arrived at the Land of Inheritance. There were clearly a great many opportunities for inheritance. A while later, Luo Feng made his exit and flew directly back to his mansion. There, Luo Feng stayed in isolation for 5 days before he once again made his way to the land of inheritance to accept his share. Retreat. Inherit. Retreat. Inherit. Almost every other day, Luo Feng would enter once to accept his inheritance. This quickly aroused the attention of many cultivators on Redbud Island. There were many such discussions about this. After all those battles that Luo Feng welcomed with untamed abandon, he has since earned a humongous amount of opportunities for inheritance. But even if he has that many opportunities, is there a need to be so wasteful? Without feeling what it's like to undergo cultivation, accepting all those inheritances would be totally pointless. What a waste. However, Luo Feng simply paid no heed to all the things others were saying, shaking his head to himself. I am highly accomplished in the studies of pictures of secret engravings and can comprehend by analogy. Every time I make my way in to accept my inheritance, I can quickly comprehend a large quantity of content pertaining to the beast god path. How fast is my speed of cultivation? Without the ability to comprehend, a beast god inheritance would mean nothing. Yet Luo Feng was able to feel and comprehend a large amount of information because he was highly accomplished in the studies of pictures of secret engravings, so every time he went for another round of inheritance, he would be able to make additional progress. After all, in terms of level, Luo Feng had already created a technique that matched the level of an ultimate technique of a universe master. With the heart of beast god, he had attained an extremely high level of comprehension, so naturally, accepting the beast god path was a piece of cake. Once every 5 days, he would accept one beast god inheritance. When he was only at his 3rd round of inheritances, Luo Feng could already grasp full comprehension of the 4th stage of the beast god path. It was like a university student studying doing elementary school homework. There was also inheriting, a rapid method to boost the speed of comprehension. However, he was much slower in progressing at the 5th stage of the beast god path. Bug soldiers, demons, and members of the automaton race were all racking their brains in search of a solution. Hurry! Report to the race. Luo Feng is here on Redbud Island. That annoying Luo Feng. The guts he has to come here to Redbud Island. If you want to kill Luo Feng, you would have to get a universe master involved. However, the moment any of our universe masters showed up at Redbud Island, they will be annihilated right away by the 5-color Aurora Lake. As for us, we do not even own the qualifications or the rights to enter the island. If we are disguised within the human territory, we could still have a shot. But given the ancestral god school's power, which is much stronger than that of humans, if Luo Feng decides to hide on Redbud Island, there is really nothing we can do. Luo Feng remained on Redbud Island, cultivating at his leisure. My golden-horned beast body has gone through 2 months of traveling among the stars. It has finally arrived at the destination of the 5th black metal board. Luo Feng revealed a trace of a smile. 2 months before, just after taking Star Tower, Luo Feng had separated his bodies. The original Earthling body went to Redbud Island with his Mosha body to attract the attention of other races. He practiced in public, and he even flew to the land of inheritance instead of teleporting himself there every time he went because he wanted the other races to know where he was. As for golden-horned beast body, he arrived at a faraway territory in the universe through God Country transportation and then flew to his destination, the ancient Qin secret region, by spaceship. I'm a high achiever on the engraving picture path. If it weren't for the bet with Ancestor, I would have reached an extremely high level on laws. Perhaps I would have finished the 6th level of Beast God path by now. But concentrating on the engraving picture path did help me a lot. Still, the Beast God inheritance from the Ancestral God School is also beneficial, thought Luo Feng. Without Beast God inheritance, I'll need 10 years to complete the 4th level, and it might take me 100,000 years to finish the 5th level. And this is with the help of advances on the engraving picture path. Those Beast God inheritances give me maximum efficiency. As long as I want, I can receive those inheritances as much as I can. It seems that I need to stay on Redbud Island for a while longer. Luo Feng flew out of his palace and flew toward the island leader's palace. Many onlookers took notice. Luo Feng's here. He goes to receive beast god inheritance once every several days. Some other races kept careful records of Luo Feng's activities, as they had been ordered to gather as much information about him as possible. It was important to gather such information if they wanted to kill that supreme being Luo Feng. Go ahead and take records, thought Luo Feng. Take records of all my moves. You've miscalculated my power, and you'll miss everything. I'll show you what going for wool and coming home Sean means. Luo Feng flew into the spring and went to the land of inheritance. The ancient Qin secret region was a region that had a diameter of 1.2 million light-years. Though it was much smaller than ancestral God's secret region, it was still extremely dangerous. A seeming ordinary garnet spaceship flew through space. Inside the control room, a lovely golden horned beast sat on the couch and gazed outside. Based on the information from Master Mountain sitting guest, the fifth black metal is in this region, the ancient Qin secret region. Information about the ancient Qin secret region from the virtual universe immediately flooded Golden Horned Beast's mind. This ancient region had been born when the universe first came into being. There had been several wars fought here for the valuables. Gradually, the number of valuables in the secret region had lessened, and because it was extremely dangerous, supreme beings stopped coming. However, some undying fighters and universe knights would occasionally come here and try their luck. It was extremely dangerous, and most of the valuables had been taken. That made the region highly unattractive. Even many special life forms left, and it became desolate. A desolate secret region. Dangerous and containing almost no valuables. The fifth black metal is here. Master Mountain sitting guest really knows how to find places to hide things. I sensed it. The golden horned beast's eyes gleamed, and every cell in his godly body was thrilled. He could sense the powerful summoning. Golden horned beast teleported himself outside and put the spaceship back in his world ring. That direction. Golden horned Luo Feng teleported himself toward the source. It was hazardous, but golden horned beast, who was much more powerful than top-tier universe overlords, easily passed across all of them. The fifth black metal, thought golden horned Luo Feng as he gazed into the distance. Endless black mist permeated the space. Everything was dark. However, Luo Feng was certain that the fifth black metal was there. Though his golden horned beast body didn't need it anymore, the original earthling body did need it. Once the earthling body reached the perfect life gene level, he could also have a godly body 55,000 miles tall. Then he would be able to perform I Am the Universe as well. Be careful, he told himself. 9 Tiger River. Golden water started to churn in the space, covering an area with a radius of 19 million miles. 9 strange beasts were frolicking in the golden waves, surrounding a black golden horned beast. Move forward. Golden horned Luo Feng flew slowly in the dark while 9 Tiger River checked for dangers. After a short while, he had flown 100 million miles. A giant being flew past him, glaring at the black golden horned beast in the golden waves. Golden horned beast kept flying into the deep. He had performed Space Seal and kept 9 Tiger River running. He felt like he was being watched by a great being. I know teacher wouldn't let me have the fifth black metal so easily, he thought. Golden horned Luo Feng was careful. Suddenly, a gigantic being showed up in the dark and dashed toward his 9 Tiger River domain. 9 Tiger River tried to stop him, but the efforts were rendered useless. The giant being slashed through the waves and raced at Luo Feng. Golden horned beast saw a black crystal giant 1,000,000 miles tall. He was waving all 6 of his thick arms and held a red hammer in each of his hands. Black Sky Horde leader. The golden horned beast was startled. There lived some extremely powerful special life forms in the ancient Qin secret region, and Black Sky Horde leader was a top-tier universe overlord who could rival the most powerful world tree. He was a unique mountain giant, and he had a life gene level of 8,000 times. All 6 hammers he wielded were senior true treasures, and he was invincible with his inherited techniques. I'm in trouble, golden horned beast thought as he stared at the mountain giant. I can defeat him, but that giant body. It's too difficult to kill him. Get out. Get out. Black Sky Horde leader roared. Black Sky Horde leader, I don't mean to offend you, But don't try to stop me, said the golden horned beast as he grew to 1,000,000 miles long. With his black scales on, and he gazed at Black Sky Horde Leader in the distance. Golden horned beast, you can't come here, Black Sky Horde Leader said. In no time, Black Sky Horde Leader had cut through all the obstacles in the Nine Tiger River with a radius of 19 million miles. Get away, the golden horned beast roared and became a beam of golden light. Sharp and cold, his giant, scaled wings slashed at Black Sky Horde Leader. Black Sky Horde Leader was also a renowned being in the universe. He rarely showed himself, as he had been living in the ancient Qin secret region, but he was as powerful as Heavenly Erosion Palace Leader and the most powerful World Tree. Damn it! Black Sky Horde Leader roared. Golden engravings showed up on his black crystals. Countless engravings covered his entire godly body, and the space around him was torn. The golden horned beast felt a black hole being formed. 6 hammers smashed at the golden horned beast, and 6 black space whirlpools were formed under the special techniques mixed with his inherited techniques. All went dark. Light was totally swallowed under the move by Black Sky Horde Leader, and Luo Feng, in the domain of Nine Tiger River, sensed 6 whirlpools racing toward him. Under the wing, all 6 space whirlpools crumbled, and the wing hit the chest of Black Sky Horde Leader. Black Sky Horde Leader bounced away and rolled through Nine Tiger River. Everything around them was annihilated before it started to recover slowly. Amazing, golden horned beast, said Black Sky Horde Leader. I'm not your match. Black Sky Horde Leader roared and flew outside. Golden horned beast didn't stop him. Because of the beast god armor, Luo Feng was able to use every part of his body to fight, and the most powerful part was the horn. However, he knew that it was almost impossible to kill Black Sky Horde Leader, who had the same quality of godly body as he did. All he needed to do was to intimidate him. Black Sky Horde Leader turned his head and transmitted the voice the second he exited the domain of Nine Tiger River. Golden horned beast, you're not supposed to be here. I admire your power since you're stronger than me. But leave if you want to survive. Otherwise, my master will kill you. Black Sky Horde Leader flew off into the dark. Black Sky Horde Leader's words shocked Luo Feng. His master, muttered Luo Feng. Black Sky Horde Master is a top-tier universe overlord, and is difficult to kill even by universe masters. But he has a master. Just where have you hidden the 5th black metal, teacher? Luo Feng understood that this was not an easy task. Just wait and see. I'll see who the master of this Black Sky Horde Leader is. I'm not afraid even of Universe Supreme Masters. Luo Feng kept moving forward, stepping on the golden waves. The golden horned beast was at the center of Nine Tiger River, and he kept going, moving deeper into the secret region. Surrounded by the rolling Nine Tiger River, golden horned beast advanced and penetrated his way through carefully. In the faraway darkness. That golden horned beast is making its way to Master's palace. We have to stop him. We cannot let him bother Master. Silver Dragon, not even I am able to stop him. It's the same for you. I may not be able to stop him, but Black Sky, you are definitely able. Our powers may be comparable, but your godly body is much bigger than mine. With such a massive godly body, you may be able to pester him persistently and hold him back for a long time, but you are retreating after your first defeat. Don't you know that Master's stateliness should never be compromised? Yet you condoned the golden horned beast's act of intruding into Master's palace. No, Silver Dragon. His power is much stronger than you think. If he had really wanted to shake me off his tracks, there would have been no way I could stop him. What? You can't stop him? Could he possibly be a universe master? Even if he isn't, his powers are comparable, Black Sky Horde Leader said. We shall take things a step at a time. Let him meet with Master for now. Since he does not want to heed my advice, if he gets annihilated, we are not to blame. If he meets our Master and causes a disturbance, his only end will be to face annihilation. That's right, another cold voice said. That golden horned beast is going to regret this. Let's go. Black Sky Horde Leader, together with the other small figure on his body, disappeared quickly into the darkness. Golden waves surged forward rapidly and swept through the void space, clearing all obstacles in its way. Golden Horned Beast cast his gaze into the distance. Black Sky Horde leader's words made him cautious. After all, this was the place Sitting Mountain guest teacher had arranged. Earlier, the third black metal board had been found to be with the Green Knight and Purple Knight. Those were definitely Universe Overlord. As for the fourth black metal board, he'd had to meet with Craftsman Master. Now, for the fifth piece, the final black metal board, this would probably be an extraordinary experience, too. If he can enslave Black Sky Horde leader, this master must be at least a universe master, Luo Feng speculated. Following the intense beckoning of the black metal board, Golden Horned Beast advanced progressively. Half an hour later, there were no longer any obstructions in the way. Obviously, all the other special life forms were apprehensive after witnessing the loss Black Sky Horde leader had suffered. They gave up trying to stop this Golden Horned Beast. That annoying Golden Horned Beast. How dare he bother Master? He is indeed very powerful. Sir Black Sky was defeated by him. We shall see. When he meets with Master, he is going to regret it. But by then, it will be too late for regrets. Golden Horned Beast could faintly feel the other special life forms secretly watching him from afar, but they were not bothering him, so he did not feel like paying them any attention. Half an hour after he started out, amidst the dark mist ahead, the corner of the large palace started to show up indistinctly. This towering palace was fully cloaked with a coat of blood red, and the single corner that was revealed was simply unbelievable. A palace? Golden Horned Beast manipulated Nine Tiger River to advance at a rapid speed, and soon, he arrived at the main doors of the palace. The doors seemed ordinary, but they exuded an overwhelming amount of power. Above the doors, there were 3 extremely complicated sets of secret engravings. Though they were indecipherable, the meanings of the 3 words were directly transmitted into his mind. Bloodcloud Palace. Bloodcloud Palace. Riding the rolling, golden waves in front of the palace, Golden Horned Beast's face registered a shocked expression. The legendary Bloodcloud Palace? The 5th black metal board is here in Bloodcloud Palace. Golden Horned Luo Feng was thunderstruck. At the same time, on the faraway Redbud Island, the moment his original Earthling body got this news, it connected with the virtual universe without delay and started a deliberate investigation. Luo Feng was no stranger to Bloodcloud Palace. It was very prominent among the billions of super-great beings of various races in the universe. Yet wherever Bloodcloud Palace traversed became a sea of bloody massacres. Bloodcloud Master was a strangely wicked character. Whenever he found a certain great being to be an eyesore, he would kill without a second thought, and the killing extended to the home of the great being. At times, he would even attack the core of a race's territory. When he had a target in mind, he killed without mercy. However, as far as his background, identity, what race was he from, and his true power, all of these were unknown. All that was known about him was that his Bloodcloud Palace was a flying palace-type true treasure. Back when it had run rampant in the universe, it killed countless and made enemies with almost 99% of all the powers in the universe. There were many universe masters who wanted him dead, but although Bloodcloud Palace Master was a loner, he was powerful to the extent of annihilating 2 universe masters single-handedly. The number of universe overlords who had fallen at his hands was even more alarming. Moreover, the moment he sensed that the situation might not be favorable to him, he would flee the scene in his Bloodcloud Palace at top speed. Over the course of many long years, there had been no great being who could contain this Bloodcloud Palace Master, and if there was some power who went head-on with Bloodcloud Palace Master, he would react like a raving lunatic and conjure up all sorts of retaliation methods to deal with his opponent. An evil lunatic, powerful and mysterious. This was Bloodcloud Palace Master. No one knew where his home was, what the true threshold of his power was, whether he was a special life form, or if he belonged to a certain race. Everything about him was a mystery. Because he was always dressed in a blood-red battle robe and wore a blood-red mask, his true appearance was also a mystery. During his craziest moments, he once made the entire universe hate him while he continued living at ease and comfort and even annihilated 2 universe masters. Battles between universe masters were always close, the victor was always difficult to predict. Yet he had killed 2. This was strong evidence of how overpowering he was. Rumors had it that Bloodcloud Palace Master was of human origins, because no matter how perverse Bloodcloud Palace Master was killing and annihilating countless lives, including great beings from the ancestral god school, the Northern Territory Alliance, the Crystal Clan, the Prison Clan, the Bug Clan, the Demon Clan, the Automaton Race, and the Space Beast Alliance, the human race was always free from harm. As for the Nine Territories Alliance and others, which were one notch lower in strength, they would undoubtedly suffer a great deal. If a universe overlord of a certain race was killed by Bloodcloud Palace Master, it was best to let the matter go. If the race decided to continue fighting on, they would suffer greater losses. After all, even the various top powers in the ancestral god school were unsuccessful in dealing with this Bloodcloud Palace Master. Bloodcloud Palace, Golden Horned Beast said. It raised its head to look at the 3 engraved words on the top of the palace doors. Back when Bloodcloud Palace Master ran rampant in the universe, so full of arrogance as if nobody could beat him, he was definitely a mysteriously overpowering presence. However, since that glorious period, rumors of him have dwindled. He eventually started to disappear from the scene. Thereafter, he only emerged twice. The last time he made an appearance was about 3 million eras ago. He has disappeared for much too long. There has been no news at all, and various powers of the universe have speculated that Bloodcloud Palace Master must be one of the universe masters in disguise, assuming another identity. But there is no longer any need for this disguise now. So he has yet to make another appearance. Luo Feng finished looking into the relevant detailed information that he found within the virtual universe. He only had one thought in mind. This was a lunatic. A powerful lunatic. He was a loner free of all constraints and attachments. Even top powers who fought him suffered in the end. Whoever came forth to provoke him would simply have to fight. Who would have known that the Bloodcloud Palace was hiding here? And with Black Sky Horde leader guarding it. Luo Feng was dumbfounded. No wonder not a single great being could find it. After all, the universe masters do not really care much about visiting ancient secret regions, and the ordinary universe knights wouldn't even be able to make it to the doors with Black Sky Horde leader standing guard. Various races of the universe only know that this is Black Sky Horde leader's territory. What they didn't know is that this is actually the home of Bloodcloud Palace Master. What should I do? Should I go in or not? Bloodcloud Palace Master's fame was overwhelming, his strength was overpowering, and he had killed 2 universe masters single-handedly. Based on calculated estimations, his power had to be a close match to Primal Chaos City leader. No wonder Black Sky Horde leader had been so confident earlier on. Moreover, Bloodcloud Palace was a flying palace type true treasure. However, based on what he could sense, that black metal board was within this palace type true treasure. How about I enter this true treasure? Golden Horned Beast hesitated for a while but was quick to come to a decision. A flying palace type true treasure's main purpose is to protect its owner. I have never heard of this Bloodcloud Palace being able to trap a great being. The palace doors were open. No more hesitation. Golden Horned Beast shrank the size of 9 Tiger River right away while flying straight for the palace doors. Flying through the doors, he reached a gigantic and spacious public square from which he had a clear of 3 faraway palaces. The main palace was in the middle, while the other 2 were side palaces. Indistinctly, he could see that there seemed to be other palaces behind the main palace. It must be in the main palace. Golden Horned Beast could clearly sense the intense beckoning from where he was, so at top speed, he flew in the direction of the main palace. The main palace exuded a murderous and overbearing aura that seemed to know no limit. As Golden Horned Beast entered, a blood-red throne in the main palace was the first sight that greeted him. But there was no one on the throne. Where is Bloodcloud Palace Master? Could it be that he is not here? He is the master of Bloodcloud Palace. The moment I entered, he should have been able to sense my presence. Why is he not showing himself? Such thoughts were running through Golden Horned Beast's mind, but he did not show signs of hesitation. He had to act. Following the beckoning, he speedily arrived at the rear chamber of the main palace. The palace was divided into the main palace, several other side palaces, and many rear chambers. Golden Horned Beast moved at an alarming speed along the corridors. Here it is. He rammed his way through the doors and entered and found his way into a secret room. Upon entering, the sight that greeted Golden Horned Beast was mildly startling. In this room, there was a large quantity of valuables that exuded various kinds of powerful auras. Judging by their auras, there must have been a large amount of precious materials among them. There was a startling number of treasures in the room. Even at one quick glance, he could see at least several tens of thousands of treasures, of which there must be as many as 100 true treasures. Based on Luo Feng's assessment, these should only be ordinary true treasures. Is this a treasure vault? Luo Feng wondered. But the doors were pushed open so easily. No. This is Bloodcloud Palace, how can its master be so confident? Just laying everything out in the open? My guess is, to Bloodcloud Palace master, these may not be precious after all. Hundreds of true treasures, tens of thousands of treasures, vast amounts of materials. All of them gave this treasure vault a boundless breath of life. Yet Golden Horned Beast only had eyes for that one item placed directly in the middle of the materials, a piece of black metal board that seemed to be incomplete. The fifth piece. However, Golden Horned Beast felt strange. Could it really be this easy? A thread of godly power shot out from the sharp-pointed tip of Golden Horned Beast's horns and intruded on the metal board. Very quickly, the last section of information from the 9-volume manual surged into Luo Feng's consciousness in a frenzied, unrestrained manner. Luo Feng had already gotten 4 black metals, and after getting the information of the 5th one, the 9-volume manual became complete. Only after he successfully got the complete 9-volume manual did he realize how extraordinary the manual was. Incredible. The Golden Horned Beast closed his eyes. The words on 9-volume manual kept floating in his mind, and the combination of the words themselves formed a giant engraving picture. Each letter was a part of the engraving picture, and combining them made an engraving picture more complex than that of the miniature universe. How incredible! The letters in the manual constitute an engraving picture? I've never heard of such a thing. Luo Feng was amazed. He understood that it was because the 9-volume manual had reached an extremely high level. The closer it was to the universe origin, the more mysterious it would be. Like beast gods, their shapes were the manifestations of laws. The 9-volume manual was even rejected by universe operation law, and it couldn't be taught. Fortunately, Sitting Mountain Guest used Heavenly Soul Crystal to pass it, but he was only able to pass it on to one life. Others, like Supreme Inherited Techniques, were bestowed by the universe directly. But 9-volume manual was rejected by the universe, which meant the manual was more powerful than Supreme Inherited Technique. And it couldn't be created by universe masters. Golden Horned Beast was dazed in front of the black metal. He was thrilled at the sight of the complete manual, but he recovered shortly. I can't stay here for long. I need to leave now. Golden Horned Beast put the black metal into his world ring using his godly power and glanced across the valuables beside it. A powerful force arrived and permeated the entire Bloodcloud Palace. The time and space in Bloodcloud Palace were completely controlled. Space ripples were paused. No. Golden Horned Beast was startled. It's a universe master. The Golden Horned Beast turned his head around and saw a ferocious being walking in. He wore a fiery cape and had 2 golden horns on his head. He also wore a mask, and his tail showed at the back of his armor. He stopped and stared at Golden Horned Beast. Bloodcloud Palace leader, Golden Horned Beast said, turning around. A universe master, thought Luo Feng. So what? Golden Horned Beast. Bloodcloud Palace leader gazed at him, then walked toward him. You're right. I am Bloodcloud Palace leader. However, his godly body started to change. The fiery cape became ordinary cyan armor. His aura changed. Fierceness became tranquility. The golden horns transformed into crystal, and the mask disappeared, revealing a familiar face. Teacher? Golden Horned Beast blurted, baffled by the sight. Bloodcloud Palace leader had turned into the shape of Master Sitting Mountain Guest. The aura was exactly the same as Sitting Mountain Guest, and aside from his aura, the power he emitted was stronger than that of Primal Chaos City leader. That couldn't be replicated. Luo Feng. Sitting Mountain Guest smiled and said, Did you expect this to happen? Golden Horned Beast blinked and recalled his conversation with Sitting Mountain Guest in the Beast God sector. Luo Feng had asked whether it would take a trial for him to get the 5th black metal, and Sitting Mountain Guest had given him an ambiguous answer. Luo Feng had been curious and kept asking, but Sitting Mountain Guest refused to answer him. Outside the main palace of Bloodcloud Palace, Sitting Mountain Guest looked at the endless black airflow in the space in the distance. Golden Horned Beast adjusted to the size of Sitting Mountain Guest and stood before him like a lion. "Teacher, I didn't expect Bloodcloud Palace leader to be you," said Golden Horned Beast body. "No wonder no one can deal with the Bloodcloud Palace. Bloodcloud Palace is only a body I made." Sitting Mountain Guest looked out into space and sighed. "Although it's only a body, it's as powerful as Primal Chaos City leader. It's enough to roam the universe. Why were you posing as Bloodcloud Palace leader?" Golden Horned Beast's eyes glinted with confusion. Sitting Mountain Guest didn't need any disguise, given his power. "Because of you," said Sitting Mountain Guest. "Me?" The Golden Horned Beast was dazed. Sitting Mountain Guest nodded. "Yes. To be exact, this is an identity I prepared specially for my 3rd disciple. Whoever meets my requirement will inherit this position. Bloodcloud Palace leader. Inherit it." Golden Horned Beast was stupefied. "Damn," thought Luo Feng. "Teacher is bringing me trouble. Bloodcloud Palace leader is a maniac who has enemies all over creation. All the powers want nothing but his demise, and teacher seems to want to have me inherit that position. Just as I cultivated your 2nd brother," Sitting Mountain Guest exclaimed, "I created another identity, Northern Prison Master. When your 2nd brother is powerful enough, I'll have him inherit that position." "What?" Golden Horned Beast was even more shocked. Bloodcloud Palace leader and Northern Prison Master, both of them were bodies made by Sitting Mountain Guest. Northern Prison Master was an evil supreme being who was as infamous as Bloodcloud Palace leader. He had a flying palace-type true treasure, Northern Prison, that had the powers of sealing and suppression. When he fought his enemies, he liked trapping them inside the prison, and if they didn't have the clone technique, they would have to resort to self-destruction. He was even more ancient than Bloodcloud Palace leader, an evil being well known at the beginning of the universe, but he disappeared afterward. "I meant to have your 2nd brother inherit the position of Northern Prison Master." Sitting Mountain Guest shook his head. "However, he still fails to satisfy me after an eternity, which is why I made Northern Prison Master vanish. Your 2nd brother is not qualified to be him." Luo Feng was startled. "Made him vanish? I don't have much hope for your 2nd brother, which is why I devoted all my time and energies to you." Sitting Mountain Guest smiled and looked at Luo Feng. "If 2nd brother disappointed you, I might disappoint you someday," Golden Horned Beast said and lowered his head. Sitting Mountain Guest smiled. "You already proved that you're better than your 2nd brother when you successfully drove Star Tower. Star Tower is extremely powerful. Universe Knights, Universe Masters, and even Universe Supreme Masters don't have a chance of using it. The weaker ones don't have a strong enough willpower. It's impressive of you to survive life or death inheritance as a sector lord. That said, although you are better than your 2nd brother, you still haven't met my goal." "Goal?" Golden Horned Beast looked at his teacher. "Universe Supreme Master," Sitting Mountain Guest said. This was the first time that he expressed his true will in front of Luo Feng. "When you become a Universe Supreme Master, I'll succeed. If your 2nd brother becomes a Universe Supreme Master, I'll succeed as well. However, I don't think it's possible that he can become a Universe Supreme Master, as he's walked in a wrong path." Luo Feng was shocked. Both his oldest brother and 2nd brother were Universe Masters, yet Sitting Mountain Guest was still disappointed and cultivated the 3rd disciple. It turned out that Sitting Mountain Guest would like his disciple to become a Universe Supreme Master. What a crazy idea. There were only few Universe Supreme Masters in the universe. A race would be a pinnacle race if it had just one Universe Supreme Master, and a power would be a superpower if it had one. Even those Universe Supreme Masters that roamed the universe alone were the greatest and eternal beings. It was already incredible that Sitting Mountain Guest could reach the level himself, but he wanted to make his disciple a universe supreme master. Crazy. However, Luo Feng couldn't help admiring his teacher. Sitting Mountain Guest did a wonderful job. He had cultivated the bloodline of the flame god race and earthlings, and he even made incredible true treasures like Force Armor and Original Soul, which were easy for him to create. He even created a supreme true treasure, Star Tower. It is extremely difficult to become a universe supreme master, said Sitting Mountain Guest. You'll never become a universe supreme master if you keep practicing all by yourself. Each universe supreme master became one because of their experience and luck, but all of them became universe supreme masters through blood and fire. You can't train yourself by excessive killings because of the bond you have with your race. Which is why I give you the identity of Bloodcloud Palace leader. No one will know who you are, and your enemies are all around the universe. Once you show yourself up in the universe, all your enemies will race toward you. Sitting Mountain Guest gazed at Luo Feng. You'll grow with all the training you have from your enemies. This is the best way I know to cultivate a universe supreme master. They'll recognize me. Golden Horn Beast blinked his eyes and was dazed. They won't. Sitting Mountain Guest waved his hands, and a bloody pearl showed up. This is a special true treasure called Bloodcloud Pearl. It can change your aura and even camouflage your armor. No one will be able to recognize you, and the Flying Palace type true treasure Bloodcloud Palace will be yours too. Of course, if you disappoint me, I'll take back Bloodcloud Palace and Bloodcloud Pearl as I did to your second brother. Sitting Mountain Guest gazed at Golden Horned Beast. My disciple. It'll be a new journey for you when you become Bloodcloud Palace leader. Do you dare to accept it? This video will end here.